this is looking good so far. I hope Darby ends up liking this. What's up, agents? Zero here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today I'm actually going to be doing something that I haven't done in a really long time. In fact, I looked it up. The last time I did this was actually 6 months ago. Today I'm actually going to be doing some pixel art. The last time I did this, I did it for a company called Exploding Kittens. You guys should know what that is by now. It's a game that I play quite often, and I've done like 3 or 4 videos of it already. Anyway, today I'm actually going to be doing it for another YouTuber. This is for a channel called Blue Television Games. So, it's run by a guy by the name of Darby, and basically what he does is that he does retro games, ROM hacks, Nintendo content. He does occasionally indie games for PC. He does Mario Maker, Mega Maker. He does a lot of stuff. It's honestly a really awesome channel. In fact, during these past couple of weeks, he's been live streaming Luigi's Mansion for GameCube, and he's doing an entirely blind playthrough of it. It's actually really quite interesting. Anyway, we're gonna get started with this pixel art video, and I've got some blocks in my inventory, so I kind of already got started. I've got a block already in the air to kind of help me get started. So here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be building their channel logo, basically, is how I'm going to go about doing this. So here's how their channel logo ends up working. So their channel is, well, it's a television that's blue, and it's got the letters BTG and it's actually rather quite interesting to watch their channel because their content is actually really awesome. So if I do it out this far, there we go. So I'm just basically creating the BTG logo, as I said, and honestly, I'm actually going by something I tried to build a little bit earlier, and for whatever reason, I was having a little bit of an issue recording this, so this is technically my second time, admittedly. You guys probably didn't need to know that. I'm not quite sure why my recording had some issues, but there we go. I'm going by basically what I did the last time I made this. So if I go ahead and do this, and I do believe if I go ahead and do that, yep, that looks about right. So let's go ahead and come out 2 blocks over here, and then we're going to go ahead and come down a block like that. And then we're going to take this one, and it's going to go down by a total of 5 blocks. And then if we go over by 1 block like this, this is going to go over by 3 blocks, and then I'm going to come up a block like this. This is going to go up 3 blocks, and this is going to go over 3 blocks. And there we go. There's the start of it. Now, the next part of it is admittedly going to take a little bit of time, and I'm actually going to edit this section out because this is going to take a little bit of time. It doesn't take near as much time as I thought it did the last time I tried to record this, but it does take a while. So basically, I'm going to surround this entire thing in the light blue concrete. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I'm just filling in these last few sections, and as I mentioned earlier, this doesn't take quite as long as I thought it would take. But there we go. That's that part of the logo all completely done. So now the next step that I'm going to take, as you can tell, I've rounded off just a little bit on the edges. So I'm just going to basically outline this in black concrete because I mentioned it's a blue television as their logo. Well, basically they have it all in blue. They have it surrounded by basically the edges of the TV screen. Then it's like an old school TV for the rest of it. It's got like antenna, it's got dials, a speaker off to one side. So it's actually a relatively cool logo for the channel that it is. So this is actually a relatively easy part, but the remainder of it is going to be a little bit more time consuming, but it's not too bad. Okay, so if I go ahead and do this, and I have just this strip left to do, there we go. And there we go, so there's gotten started. This is looking good so far. I hope Darby ends up liking this. Okay, so now the next step I'm going to take is I'm actually going to fill in these corners right here, and then I'm going to outline the remainder of it by a 2-block layer, because then that way it has a little bit of a border, because that's the way it actually is situated. And let's see, did I get this corner up here? No, I did not. Good thing I noticed. Well, I was going to notice anyway. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do next. As I mentioned, I'm going to bring this out by 2 blocks and make a 2-block border around all of the edges. Just like this. So it's not going to take too long, all things considered, doing it the way that I'm doing it right now. But it's going to look relatively good by the time I'm done, because as I mentioned, I'm trying to record this for a second time in the recording, messed up the first time. And I actually did a relatively decent job the first time. It's a shame that it didn't end up happening. So there we go. So I think I'm just about, I'm just about at the edge of this side. So I think what I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier to build is I'm going to go from the bottom up. So if I just do this, that's actually going to make it a whole heck of a lot easier. There we go. So just build it straight up to the top, and I think I'm almost there. Actually, I am almost there. There we go. And so one final section, and that's the bottom. And so if I just simply do this, I think I can make this a little bit easier by looking from the bottom a little bit. Maybe. So if I do this, it looks like that's working out a little bit better. There we go. By the way, I want to go ahead and mention to you guys, for those of you who are technically part of my channel, if you happen to be from Darby's channel because he recommended this video to you guys already know this, but for those of you on my channel, Darby is actually working to try to reach his channel to 50k subscribers by the end of the video. He's actually a relatively awesome guy. His content is really good, so I do recommend going and checking him out. He definitely deserves it. So there you go. I think we're good on that front. So now is the next section I'm going to take on. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go ahead and come out like this. So it's like dials, like channel selecting dials, I'm assuming, is because this is like an older TV is what it's based off of. And there we go. So let's do the same thing on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up, just like that. And if I just do this, and how far have I gone? Okay, only halfway. Okay, that's good to know. So if I go ahead and do that, and if I go ahead and go out like this, and do this, and I do the same thing on the bottom, just to give it a little bit of space. So I'm not sure how to describe this next section I'm about to build, but I'm going to do my best to try to recreate as best I can the logo as I mentioned. So next step is to build something along these lines, and then if I go ahead and put this here, blue, and black concrete just like this. I really don't know how I can describe what this actually is, but that actually looks a lot closer to their logo than my first recording, because the way I did it the first time. I just put 3 lines just to try to imitate a speaker, and that actually looks a lot closer to what their actual logo is. So let me go ahead and fill this in, and the next step is to go ahead and once again make this 2 blocks wide to make it to give it that little bit of a border. There we go. And how close are we to the top? Okay, we've just reached the red dial, so we are pretty close to the top, and there we go. So let's go ahead and add the next section to this logo. So they have like little feet at the bottom of the television. I think, well, televisions usually mount on the wall nowadays, but before that happened, they just kind of mounted on little feet just like this. So does that actually look good? It does. I like that. Okay. So if I go to, I want to say round about right here. Yeah, this looks like a good spot for it. The last step I'm going to take is that they have like little TV antennas coming out right about here. And before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and take out 1 block right here. I'm going to go ahead and build up. I could have left that block like right where it was and be able to take out. So let me double check, see if this looks good. Personally, I don't like that all too much. I think it might look better if I do it just a full-on diagonal. That's just me personally. If Darby thinks otherwise, that's perfectly fine. I'm just trying to make it look good on my end. So if I come up to, hold on, let me double check this. So it looks to me like they have little caps on the very ends of this, so just something like this. And if I do the same thing on the other side, it should be all done from there. So let's see, where am I at as far as it? So I need to go up 1 more and then put up the cap on the very end of the antenna, and there we go. That should be the BTG logo all completely done. That actually looks relatively good. I like the way this looks. So hopefully Darby ends up liking the way I did this. I like the way I got this up. It looks relatively good. But other than that, I think this is a good place to go ahead and end off the video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. One more than make sure to hit that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPO0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Studios. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.